Have you looked on YouTube?
You have 20,000 views?
You should be happy. I thought this is what you wanted.
It doesn't really matter what I want because it's not gonna happen.
It's not fair.
Please, stop. I have nothing to give you. No ring,
Zach.
no future, nothing.
Zach!
There's so much in there that the world needs to hear. What are you gonna do with it?
This is insane.
Just breathe.
We'll go up, 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 but I'll fly a little higher than home.
Are you him? You know. Up, up, up.
Yeah, I'm Zach.
It's my favorite song.
In the end, I just want to make people happy. I, Zachary Sobiech, am asking you.
Yes!
Please
yes.
That's a clip from the new movie Clouds on Disney+. It's the story of Zach Sobiech, a Minnesota teen who died from cancer back in 2013, but not before making a name for himself as a musician and as just an angel here on Earth. It's streaming now, as I said, on Disney+. And some of the people you get to know in the movie are his girlfriend Amy and best friend Samantha, and a real-life Amy and real-life Sammy, which is very weird to say, but they're here joining us now. Ladies, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, we were trying to set this up. Both the ladies were a guest on my radio show, and I just want to say thank you to the both of you for coming on this show, too. Let's start with the news of the weekend. Clouds, the song, is back at #1. Amy, your reaction when you heard that?
Oh my gosh, I think it was stunning. We saw it climbing on the charts Saturday morning, and to see that people were listening to the actual version by Zach was just so unreal. And then it hit #1, so we couldn't believe it.
Sammy, let me turn to you. You know, there's a clip in the movie there, and I don't know how fictionalized, or I should say dramatized it is, when Zach is seeing the YouTube views go up and up and up, no pun intended there, but what was that like? Take us to that moment where your friend group, the whole group and Zach, was realizing, oh my goodness, this is turning into something.
Yeah, well, I think one thing that the movie really gets right is how much joy was being felt by all of us, and just kind of this disbelief of like screaming up and down and just being like, what? This is absurd, but like totally deserved because we love this song too, and we love Zach. So it's just to feel that all again feels like we're back in 2013, and it's just so incredible to see, and we're all so proud of him.
Amy, speaking of going back to 2013, both of you guys were on the set. What was that like, the first day on the set, or was there a moment, for whatever reason, maybe a detail on the set, maybe a line in the script, was there a moment during your visit that just touched your heart more than others?
I think for most of us, there's the moment that we all saw Finn in his bald cap and dressed in Zach's clothes. That is something we'll never forget. For Laura, his mom, and for all of us when we got to visit, it just kind of took our breath away because it felt like Zach was in the room again. He was on Zach's crutches, and I think it's just a testament to what Justin was trying to do on set, to have the feeling of Zach being around. The fact that we felt it too makes it even more special, and I think something that we don't take for granted that we got to experience something like this.
Yeah, Justin, the director of the movie, who had a very close relationship with Zach. And Amy, correct me if I'm wrong, some of your clothes are in the movie as well, right?
Yeah, correct. Madison got to wear a couple of shirts that I wore from my dance studio, Woodbury Dance Center, and there's little nods to them in there too. And I think for all of us, even if they weren't our actual clothes, they looked at pictures of what we wore back then and tried to match it, just match our style and match the vibe. I know Sabrina wears a hat that Sammy wore a couple of times and is similar to what she wore back then too.
Sammy, you guys told me a little detail on the radio show that kind of blew me away when we were talking about the level of detail and the care that the director, Justin, put into the movie as far as duplicating real life as much as possible. Can you tell the folks about the recreation of Zach's Facebook page?
Yeah, so, going into this, we didn't know how much we would be involved, but Justin's a friend, and he was promising us from the very beginning that this wasn't his movie. This wasn't just Zach's movie. This was all of our movie. This is all of our story. So one way he did that was he asked us to send in some of our friends' Facebook photos from like 2013 era to include on Zach's Facebook feed. So if you pause the screen, you'll see maybe some faces you even recognize if you have any mutual friends, but it was a cool chance to kind of embarrass our friends.
Amy, I'll give you the last question here. And I know it seems like one of those generic questions, but I really do mean this because you know, the song touched so many, and Zach saw that. What do you think Zach would think about the fact that his life, his inspiration, his message is a movie that is continuing to have a ripple effect of inspiration across the globe? What would he say about all this?
It's hard to put into words because I don't think we could have ever expected it, and we lived through it. But
yeah,
it all really blew up after Zach passed away. So I think for him to know that this is still happening and happening again, that it's just creating this new movement and continuing to raise money for his fund, he would be blown away and just so grateful for all the support that will eventually go back to research and hopefully find a cure for osteosarcoma.
Absolutely, and that's what this is all about. And we'll put links on this interview as well, because truly, that's what this is about, is finding a cure. Ladies, again, I'll end how I began. I appreciate your time, and thank you for sharing your life, and thank you for sharing your Zach with all of us.
Of course. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Clouds is available right now on Disney Plus. Absolutely watch it. It'll make you want to be a better human being. We'll be right back, everybody. Stay with us.